So altcoins, what I use to track whether or not altcoins are doing okay or having their moment in the spotlight is what you're seeing here. It's total three, which is the market capitalization of all crypto assets minus Bitcoin minus Ethereum. I don't know if this one excludes Solana also. I don't think it does. So total three is the market capitalization of all coins, excluding the top two, Bitcoin and Ethereum. And I'm also excluding the market cap of all stable coins or the major stable coins, USDT, and USDC. And then I'm dividing that by the market cap of Bitcoin. So this is a ratio of altcoins to Bitcoin, excluding stablecoins, excluding Ethereum, which is not really an altcoin anymore. And let me show you what this ratio used to do in past bull markets. And I actually have the two of them set up. This big rally that you see here, this is the last bull market. This is the last 4-year cycle in crypto. You see this huge spike of alts versus Bitcoin. You see altcoins rallying by, and Zoom user, I think I know who you are. So this is for you, sir. You asked me what I think about altcoins. You've been asking me about this for weeks. This is what I think about altcoins. They're dead for now. As a group, select altcoins, they can do well. In the last bull market between, I don't know the dates, between January of 2021 and September of 2021, alts outperformed Bitcoin by 4x. And keep in mind, this is in a time period where Bitcoin is undergoing its strongest move in that bull market, in the 2020, 2021 bull market. Bitcoin was going from 10K to 70K. And within that move, as Bitcoin was doing that, altcoins as a group were outperforming that by a factor of 4. They were rising 4 times faster than an asset that moved up about 20x from low to high, or more than 20x from low to high. And alts were doing 4 times that. That's 80x on average. This is your average altcoin, not your median altcoin. By the way, we get into that discussion at Wise quite a bit. This is not your median altcoin performance, is the average altcoin performance. And you can see that they're destroying Bitcoin returns, even though Bitcoin itself is doing quite well. So that's remarkable. That's what people call alt season. All right. What about the last time? This is 2020, 2021. What about the time before that? Well, for that, we actually have to bring in Ethereum. Remember, in the last bull market, 2020 through 2021, altcoins beat Bitcoin performance by a factor of 4x. And that is if we exclude Ethereum, because Ethereum itself did quite well in the last bull market. And I think when we bring it in, we see better performance. Now we see the same. We see about 350%. It's the same thing. Back in 2017, 2016, Ethereum is an altcoin. Ethereum is a very new asset. And look at this, check this out. In the second to last bull market, 2016 through 2017, I have the number right here because I've run this number a billion times for Wise. The second to last bull market, the 16, 17 bull market, altcoins outperformed Bitcoin by almost 6,000%, which is an insane number. Like the analysts at Wise have run the numbers. The average altcoin rally in the 2016-2017 period, and I'm not kidding, this is actually true. It sounds insane, but it's 230,000% returns. The average altcoin, I checked the numbers. It's true. Now, you really should use the median, not the average, because when you see outliers like this, average can distort the returns, but still, I think the median altcoin return in the 16-17 period is like 50,000%, which I don't think does better than Bitcoin, but it's still a remarkable performance. So we went from 6,000% better than Bitcoin to 400% better than Bitcoin. And where are we now? Well, this is the current bull market. The current bull market starts in 2022. It starts right here, November of 2022. I think I said October. November 2022, the last bull market begins. The current bull market begins. Remember, you need to see this ratio go up. You need to see it go up by 400%, at least 200%, something. You need to see it go up by an amount. But what do you see instead? What you see instead is that for years, since 2022, so for 3 years, this line has gone down. No alt season. When I say there's no alt season and there's no hope for alt season, this is what I'm talking about. I am referring to this chart, which in the past picked up alt season. Now we have seen many alt season. In fact, we just went through one, but it's these small rallies where altcoins outperform Bitcoin by 30%. We saw one of those. I think that's meme coin season. Then we saw the same thing in 2024 when Trump won the election. We saw mini altcoin season. Again, alts rallied by 50% more than Bitcoin. And recently, as of the passing of the Genius Act, we saw a little bit, another mini altcoin season where alts rallied by, let's see, 40% against Bitcoin. But this is not the type of explosive alt market that we normally see. Now, are we going to see this in the future again or not? I honestly don't have an opinion. I don't think alt season was silly. Alt season had no reason to exist. Most of the stuff that went up was junk. We saw that in 2016 and 2017. The same thing happened in 2020 and 2021. Most of these things that were going up were total garbage. They went down to zero. They fell by 99% and they never came back. So part of me is not surprised to see that we're not actually seeing this widespread all season this time around. Is because most of these projects are junk anyways, and maybe the market is mature enough that it recognizes that these are junk, maybe, or maybe it has something to do with the fact that this has been a weak bull market compared to bull markets of the past. And I've talked about why that is in other AMAs. I'm going to get into this probably today also. I think it has to do with liquidity. I think it has to do with these alt seasons of the past took place when world central banks were pumping trillions and trillions of dollars into the global financial system day after day. Well, not a day after day, year after year. So we were in this very, very dovish central bank money printing, the money currency debasement regime. We are not really there anymore, or at least we're not there currently. And this cycle is about to end. So the reason I started saying in late last year, because it was late last year, after this failed alt season that we saw when Trump won, this is what convinced me that we're not going to see alt season this time, is because we tried many times to get alt season going and it failed every time. And as we went into 2025, the reason I said I think we're done with alt season, I don't think we're going to see it, has to do with the fact that the cycle is ending. The 4-year cycle is about to top out, and we're not really seeing it. So we're not going to see, if we haven't seen it by now, we're probably not going to see it at all. Can something change with that picture? Can the market suddenly get super bullish where it hasn't been bullish for years? And then suddenly alts wake up and they do a 3x against Bitcoin? Sure, anything is possible. I don't see a reason why that would happen at all. And like I said, in the past, you could point to specific things that were taking place in the world of macro and within crypto itself that kind of explained alt season, retail involvement at all-time highs, money printing up the wazoo, that type of stuff. We're not seeing any of that in this cycle. Maybe we see it in future cycles, but not in this cycle. And so if it hasn't happened by now, it probably won't happen at all. So that's my view on alt season. It's just too late now to expect it to take place before the crypto bear market begins, which is set to begin sometime next year. So this is what I'm saying, we're not going to see alts as a group rally 2, 3, 4, 5x against Bitcoin before crypto winter begins. After this bear market, this incoming 2026 bear market, maybe we see it again. I wouldn't be surprised to see another. I think there's a case to be made for another alt season in the future, but not in this cycle. And as a trader, I'm only concerned about what's happening in the current 4-year cycle. I'm concerned about, right now I'm looking for when is the next 4-year cycle high going to take place. That's what I'm focused on. And I don't think that between now and then, we're going to see altcoins massively outperform Bitcoin. The only reason I would see them do that is because maybe Bitcoin begins to fall ahead of the altcoins. So altcoins hold the ground while Bitcoin is already entering bear market territory, maybe. So it wouldn't be a tradable alt season, or maybe it's another of these mini alt seasons where alts go up, 40 to 50% against Bitcoin. But I think the reason you're asking that question, good sir, is you haven't felt this alt season. You haven't seen it. You haven't traded it. You haven't experienced it. You're wondering when it's going to begin. Unfortunately, like I said, I don't think it starts this cycle. I don't know about future cycles. Every 4-year cycle in crypto is different. The next one is going to be different also. I don't know what it's going to bring. It's going to bring things we haven't seen before because that's what happens every time. And there's a lot of good alts out there, and some alts have done well against Bitcoin. I mean, Solana initially in this cycle did pretty well. BNB recently has been doing pretty well. Sui was also doing quite well against Bitcoin. So there's isolated cases, and I trade quite a few of them in the vaults that you see on the Discord. Just an FYI on the vaults. Typically, we trade, each vault trades 10 different assets. So one of them is Bitcoin, the other 9 is altcoins. I'm not against altcoins. I'm not against trading altcoins, but I'm very selective in which ones I trade, how much I allocate to them. And I'm not expecting alt season. I'm just trying to make some money here and there, just trying to color my crypto portfolio by adding alts to the mix. But I'm not expecting them to do a 5x against Bitcoin. I think it's too late in this cycle. It's just too late for that. We're probably not going to see it.